You say soul expression is more important than perfection. What do you mean by that?
As recording techniques have evolved, we have become picky about audio quality. We are now capable of producing incredibly high-quality music as shown by EDM tracks. Also, the traditional gatekeepers like professional recording studios face competition from so-called bedroom producers, so potentially everyone now has access to a studio. Look at artists like White Town, who had international success with Woman, and of course Billie Eilish's brother Phineas. However, perfection is not important to an artist. Expression and atmosphere are. In the 1960s, audio engineers often adjusted the volume levels of vocals in real time during recording or mixing. This technique, known as riding the faders, could lead to slight variations in vocal levels that might create a form of distortion, especially if the vocals were pushed too high in the mix. But this created atmosphere and energy in the mix, and listeners relate to that.
So, do you finish a recording and leave it?
No, I often revisit it. This is because I am always trying to improve the mix or mastering, but without changing the atmosphere of the original, as it is the original that embodies the magic. The Beatles, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, the Rolling Stones, David Bowie, Bob Dylan, and Nirvana have all remastered their classic albums.
How do you create an atmosphere that psychologically impacts the listener?
Primarily by using reverbs and delays. These are the most important tools in an audio engineer's arsenal. Electronic dance music now has the use of reverbs and delays down to a fine art, and I learn a great deal from listening to EDM.
What do you see as the greatest obstacle for any artist, aspiring or established?
That obstacle would be looking to others for validation. Most still have not learned the lesson that there is zero correlation between art and capitalism. The fact that they often merge, as in the case of Taylor Swift, is irrelevant. She is undeniably a talented artist and performer. However, if an artist looks to emulate her, they are in trouble. There are many reasons she is as successful as she is, and talent is just one of them. There is, above all, marketing. I remember a phone conversation I had many years ago with West Australia's legendary artist Kevin "Bloody" Wilson. At the time, I was heavily into my Gothic pagan phase and mentioned this to Kevin. He said he had just returned from a meeting in Colorado and it was focused on marketing. His takeaway from that meeting was the fact that everything depends on marketing and that musical styles don't matter. He then told me my Gothic pagan music could be as successfully marketed as the music of any top Billboard band.
Do you put messages in music?
All the time. Sometimes a message is obvious, other times it's discoverable only by those who are on the same wavelength, and those people know who they are. Also, video has now become incredibly useful in conveying a musical message, and artificial intelligence has been a godsend for some of us in this regard.
Why do you limit contact with people?
Because in more than 50 years as a professional musician, I have learned a lot about human nature, and much of it is negative. I don't think I am being cynical at all, and many TikTok comments indicate people feel the same way in our current world. If people like the music, they buy or listen to it. If not, they don't. As an artist, I like it when listeners resonate with a song, but I'm indifferent if they don't. It comes down to respecting the choices of others and allowing them the freedom to be their real selves.